Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this deep expat talk stuff because later this year I will be celebrating 10 years since moving to Italy, and honestly it sounds absolutely crazy to me because it seems like a lifetime, and also at the same time it seems like I just moved here, but then it feels like I spent my entire life here. This is a lot and I'm still processing it because for me 10 years sounds like a very long time, but also I think it might be something that spending all of your 20s abroad does to you. Probably, I don't know. Anyway, guys, since this year is so significant, I decided to just reflect on some things, about these past 10 years and me living in Italy and the whole experience. And anyway, as of recently, I've been reflecting on how this whole experience has impacted me, has changed me, because of course there has been a lot of growth and changing just because I've been navigating my 20s while also living abroad. But in this video I actually wanted to share with you some things that I believe have happened because I've lived in Italy, and this is just how Italy has influenced me and my lifestyle and changed some of my habits. And guys, if you're an expat too, or if you're a prospective expat thinking of moving to Italy, or just loving Italy, loving travel and occasional deep expat talk, and if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, I'm Valeria, I live in Florence, and I spend my free time roaming around Italy and filming it. So yeah, there are lots of travel vlogs on my channel too, so don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button down below so you don't miss anything, check out my other videos, and yeah, welcome to my channel, welcome to Dramatically Expatic. Now let's get into the video. One of the things I've noticed about myself is how my approach to the work-life balance has changed and basically evolved ever since I started working with the Italians. Now, to give you a full picture, I spent a good half of this past 10 years studying in Italy, so it was a little bit more difficult for me to talk about the work ethics or work-life balance in general. And then I spent a couple of years working for foreign companies, working remotely, so it was a very different experience. But as of recently, I started working with Italians and observing them at work and just, getting more into this Italian way of work has taught me quite a lot and has shown me a lot. I would say that Italians do value their work-life balance. I've said it many times before because that was what I've been observing in other people, but now I can say it, having experienced it myself, people set boundaries at work. People are not tying their identities to their work. Work is not central to their lives. It's just seen as another part of life. And I personally love it. I think I've spent a couple of years obsessing over work and career and overachieving, but I love this slower, softer approach to work and, just a softer life that I have now. And I think it's beautiful. I think this is very Italian thing. And yeah, I think this is one of the things that I definitely owe to the Italian way of living. A quick disclaimer, I'm also very, very lucky to love my job and love what I'm doing. So, of course, it adds to the overall satisfaction. But I feel like, what's true for most Italians that they just not, work does not define themselves or their lives in general. Now, moving on to the next thing that I've learned here in Italy, and I think I kind of adopted this habit, is the curiosity and hunger for artistic and historical knowledge. It makes total sense to me because when you live in a place like Italy, when you're surrounded by art and history every day, it makes sense to want to learn about it. But also, I feel like the Italian educational approach that is very heavily humanitarian has something to do with it. Speaking from my own experience of studying in Italian university, but also from what I know about the Italian schools, a lot of time is dedicated to learning history and art history, but people tend to love it, and even when they're done with their formal education, they would still seek this knowledge. They would still learn more about their country, especially their country, but also I feel like it's true for Italians traveling abroad as well. You will often see Italians in the museums reading the in-depth information, or they will often go on guided tours, and Italians love guided tours, that's a fact. But I love it, I love how curious they are, how they always want to learn something new, and I think this has shaped me in so many ways, this love and appreciation for history and art, and I have definitely adopted the same habit of learning as much as I can, for example, about the place where I'm going, and just I love it. I think it's a beautiful habit to have. Another thing that I've noticed about myself is that I've become much, much more patient when it comes to the long waiting times or bureaucracy in general. I think I'm in this acceptance stage, I just accepted the things as they are after 10 years and I plan accordingly. I don't expect the things to be resolved quickly. But thinking about it, I think I like it because it taught me to be a more laid back person in general and have this more of a go with the flow approach to life, which took time because naturally I'm a control freak. But realizing and accepting that I can't control everything has been so liberating. And I love it. It actually makes me smile every time I talk to new expats in Italy who struggle with bureaucracy and complain about the long waiting times. And when they see my approach to it, they would also ask me like, why are you so chill about it? And I'm just like, I've accepted things as they are. So I think you come to this point eventually after a long time of living in Italy, but it also translates into your approach to life in general, which for me has been a huge revelation, but also something that I love about this new version of me. One more thing that has happened to me because I've lived here for quite a long time, I am 100% sure of that, and I totally give credit to Italy, is the fact that I've become a much more conscious eater and drinker too, because I'm definitely not a connoisseur, but I love learning about the Italian wines and be conscious about what I drink and what I eat as well. I just feel like when you are aware of what you consume, it creates a totally different experience for you, a totally different culinary experience for you. Like seasonal produce that is local, yes, I love this Italian habit, but I'm talking about how almost everything is made with as many local ingredients as possible. And it's like every winery, every cheese factory, milk factory, whatever you take, who usually have this fascinating history behind. And whenever you visit them, you will be able to talk to the people who work there and see how passionate they are about what they do. And they will often tell you the story behind it, how this business, this food production has been in their family for centuries. Or on the contrary, they will proudly tell you that they are the first winemakers or whoever in their family. And I think it's fascinating. I love it so much. It just gives you a completely different experience when later you consume these products, it gives this human dimension to the food produced in Italy, and it's beautiful. This is one of my favorite things, honestly. Even coffee. When you go to these specialty coffee places, you will often have the chance to chat to the owner, who often doubles as a barista, and they will tell you everything about the history of this place and the coffee blends they use and why their coffee blend is different and so special and unique. Don't even get me started on all of the pasta parlors where you can get this home cooked style meal and everything. It's just a whole new level of eating in Italy, and I think that the more you live here, the more you learn about it, and especially if you speak some Italian, so you can chat to all of the people, even in smaller places, which is also another reason why I always encourage prospective expats to learn at least some Italian, because it gives you this completely different experience, when you can communicate with the locals. It just, it's what life is like in Italy, because food is such an important part of Italian culture, but also the Italian economy. And when you interact with this field, you learn so much, and it impacts the way you build your relationship with food. I love this part about living in Italy so much. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me on this self-reflection of the past 10 years. I just really love looking back at these years and see how I've changed and how Italy has changed me as well. And yeah, if you're a prospective expat, let me know what else would you like me to talk about as someone who's lived here for 10 years. And if you've been an expert for some time, I would love it if you could share in the comments the changes that you notice in yourself, because I love, sharing these experiences with fellow expats. And having said that, once again, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new here. If you want to say thank you for my videos, you can do so by hitting the thanks button down below or buying me a coffee through the link in the description box. Check out my other videos, including my travel vlogs. There are so many of them. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, guys. Please enjoy your day, enjoy your trips if you're traveling anywhere soon. And if you are moving to Italy, happy moving!